Hi, I'm Cindy Martinez and welcome to my channel. As the title states, I'm a cancer survivor, mature Latina, rediscovering my love for art. I am a mature Latina. I don't know why I'm having trouble saying this, but I am proud because there was a time when I didn't think I was going to live this long, to be honest with you. And hence I'm going to briefly tell you my story. I am 61 years old. And I've always been entrepreneurial. I have partnered with a friend, and together I have an Etsy shop called Cindy's Antique Boutique, specializing in mid-century modern jewelry, knickknacks, housewares. So if you're interested, I'll send you the information in the description box below. But the journey begins, and that's how it is. The journey began on a hot August day in 2007. I came home from work. Instead of grabbing my stereo remote, because I usually put stereo on while I'm putzing around the apartment, I grabbed the TV remote by mistake. And when I put the TV on, Oprah was on. Remember those days? She had her own TV show. Well, Dr. Oz was a guest. And I remember this distinctly. Dr. Oz said, well, when we come back, we're going to have our poop discussion. When we come back from break, we're going to have our poop discussion. So that got my attention. I'm like, whoa, okay, I'll sit down and listen to this. So as he was going through the symptoms of colon cancer, I realized that I had, if not all, most of them. Now, mind you, I had no symptoms, except for the ones that Dr. Oz listed. I was leading a healthy lifestyle. I went to the gym like 3 or 4 times a week, trying to lose weight. That's always been my ambition. And I have no family history. Plus, get this, I was 45 years old. That's a kicker. And that was a time when screening started at 50. It wasn't until recently that they lowered the age limit to 45. So I was 45 at the time. So fast forward a week later, I was at my doctor's office getting a physical. And I nonchalantly told my doctor, hey, I saw this Oprah episode where Dr. Oz was a guest, and he went through this discussion, and I have most of the symptoms. So thank God. I mean, I tell you, all the stars were aligned. Because even to this day, I'm like, it sends chills up and down my spine. So my doctor said, you were diagnosed with IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, 6 months prior. I'll just send you to the gastroenterologist. So fast forward a month and a half later, because that's how these appointments are. A month and a half later, I'm in the doctor's office. I just had the colonoscopy, and the doctor walked in, and his eyes were like bulging out of his face, and I'm like, that's not a good look. So he looked down at the time, the charts were folded in the paper. So he looked down at paper, and he looked at me, and he said, we couldn't finish the procedure. There's an obstruction there. And I'm like, yeah, right, doctor, come on. I mean, I'm laughing at him. I'm like, I'm the healthiest person I know. I'm the healthiest person I know in my family. Even when I told my family, they were saying, but you're the healthiest person we know. Yeah, I know. Back in the 60s and 70s, everybody smoked. Thank God I never did, because my lungs can't handle it. But everyone smoked. Mira que linda. And I'm like, well, that explains my chronic asthma as a child. And on top of that, and this is not gossiping. This is fact. And it's not like my family's gonna watch this anyway, so. But, however, I'm a social wine drinker myself, so I remember years ago, I was at a family gathering, and there I am, my uncle's best friend. He had in one hand a Bacardi and Coke. In the other hand, he had a glass of beer. So what did they call those? Chasers? I mean, if I had those, I would be horizontal on the floor. Forget it. So yeah, they were like serious drinkers. The diets were awful. Everything was fried. They didn't know. So, but I don't remember the last time I had anything fried. Anyway, I digress. So I'm telling my doctor, I'm the healthiest person you know. You have the wrong file. So he looked down again and he's like, no, this is you. You're going to go for x-rays and CAT and CT scans. So fast forward. Now, this was when I first saw the Oprah episode, it was August 2027. Then I saw him in November 2027. CTs and x-rays, December 2027. So, and yes, there was a tumor there. And it's not just a small little tumor. This thing was like seriously this big. The next still is a picture of my doctor pointing at the tumor. So you're going to see it. You're going to see his finger is pointing at the tumor. And yeah, it's big. And because I was so young and a Hispanic Latina, I was interviewed by the news channels. Dr. Jay Atlasberg, Channel 7 News. I was interviewed several times through him, and once upon a time, I think Channel 2 News, and so yes. So that saying, your life flashes before your eyes. Yeah, that happens. I was in total disbelief when I was looking at the CT scan. I'm like, this just can't be me. How could this be me? Of all people, So the operation was in January 2028. So I took the month off, late January. I took the month of February off, came back like early March 2028. Another devastating thing happened. In April 2028, my office, where I was working as a graphic designer at the time, because I was always artistic as a child. I went to art and design high school even, and I graduated from college with a communication design and graphic design, with a BFA in graphic design, communication design. So I was a graphic artist at this time, and the doors closed. Oh my God. I'm recovering from major surgery, from cancer surgery, and I find myself unemployed. I'm like, wow. So that is when I start reflecting upon my life. I am so beyond thankful. The stars are so aligned. There were so many opportunities where my situation could have fallen through the cracks, and who knows, yeah. So I decided I'm going to try to go into healthcare. And I even thought about becoming a nurse. I took prereqs and everything. I managed to get a job at a hospital as a front desk secretary clerk at a hospital unit. And I saw how the nurses were working. They were on their feet all the time. Even during lunch, they didn't take full lunch hours. They would just shove food down their throats and run off. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, do I really want to pursue this as a nurse? Do I really want that? I'm not so sure. So during that time, this was 2009 through 2014, I was working at the hospital. And I was also an advocate. I was going primarily to community centers, Hispanic and people of color areas, hospitals, fairs, community fairs, telling people my story because, Hispanics anyway that I know of, they don't want to talk about these things. That's like a taboo subject. So even talking to my family, I remember being at it was during the holidays, and I was telling the importance of getting screened, and they were like blowing it off, like, oh my God, where's my coquito? They just did not want to hear it. But eventually they did get screened, and thank God everybody's okay, thank God. And so I was an advocate, and I was talking to someone 2013, and they were like, you should go into public health. I think you'll be very good at that. Because I was telling them, I don't know if I want to go into nursing, even though I was still working my prereqs. And so that person was like, I think you should look into public health. At the time, I didn't know what public health was. This is news to me. I had no idea what it was. It's not like now. Now, unfortunately, thanks to COVID, people know public health. But at that time, they didn't. So I looked into it, and I thought, hey, this sounds very good. I wanted to pursue a master's in it. So I decided to pursue a master's. I managed to get a job in a major academic organization that had tuition remission. So I was able to get my master's. I did get my master's in 2022. Yes, I started in 2015, and I got my master's in 2022. I was taking it one course at a time because I was working full time, and I couldn't do both. I could not, and thank God the program was mostly online. So I managed to get the degree, and so I'm like, I was looking at going into public health since I have my degree. Nothing came of it. Nothing happened yet. I mean, I went through several rounds, but so fast forward to March of this year, I happened to be recovering from surgery, but nothing cancerous. It wasn't cancer related at all. Oh, back to that. Yes, I did have the surgery, and thank God everything was okay. I did have to do a minor radiation stint, very minor, but everything came out clear. Everything came out clean. So thank God for that. If you're interested in knowing more about my story, I could have a link down in the discussion box below. Just let me know. And I'm thinking of, because this is another way of letting people know about my situation, about my experience. This is another outlet. So I plan to do a episode where I do talk more in depth about my experience, because to this day it's shocking. And even now I have friends of a friend of a friend. I get emails on occasion of friend of a friend saying, hey, I know this person was diagnosed. I read your story. It's amazing. Can you send me the link so I could send it to that person? Sure, no problem. So this is another way of letting people know of my experience, and because it's vital. The name of my story is Diary of a Mad Polyp, how a Latina stumbled upon colon cancer. And that's exactly what it was. A mad polyp gone mad. Yep. That's another reason why I have my channel. If anybody wants me to talk to them about it or anything or whatever, I'm here. I'm looking for like-minded people. Oh, back to March. I'm sorry, I digress. Back to this March. I'm recovering from surgery, and there's only so many streaming services you could watch without getting bored after a while. It's like, okay, enough of this. And I happened to come across a watercolor set. This thing had to be at least 20 years old. It was a pan set. They're not tubes, they're pans. And I remember, I looked at it and I'm like, I remember playing with this. And it was like 20 years ago. It was early 2000s or something like that, 2000, whatever. And I remembered it was a muddled mess. And I'm like, I was frustrated. It's like, oh, forget it. I'm just happy I didn't throw it away. So I decided to look at YouTube channels. I'll look at YouTube tutorials. Maybe I could do something with this. So it turns out that I really enjoy it. I really like it. And now I consider myself a watercolorist. I am, oh, sorry about the sirens in the background. Yes, I do live in the city. And I am a watercolorist, and I discovered my passion for art. I'm going to go into, try and go into full-time art as an artist, trying to go into that full-time. So that's another reason why I have this channel. And what I also want to do is, once I become monetized, and I know it's going to take a while. I know it's going to take at least, 8 years, 8 years, no, not 8 years, 8 months, or beyond, maybe, who knows, to become monetized. But when I do become monetized, and I will document this, because I've seen other tutorials that people do document, oh, this is the analytics, and this is how much I made. But not only will I show you that, but I'll also show you, I want to donate a portion of the proceeds to the Colon Cancer Foundation and Colon Cancer Alliance, and also to the Colon Cancer Society. I'm going to alternate between those three, because this is no joke. I mean, so anything that I could do to help, that, it'll be my pleasure. And I will document this. But what I'm doing is I want to have a visual journal of my progress as an artist. I started in March, and as a matter of fact, the next episode will be my progression from March to July. I know we're in August, I know. But from maybe I'll do another one where I update it from July to August, because I've been pretty prolific. I mean, I come home, I'm looking forward to just diving into my watercolors, and I'm going into mixed media as well, because not only I find it very therapeutic, I find it very relaxing. I find watching tutorials very therapeutic and relaxing. And so I'm looking for building a community of like-minded people. They all don't have to be artists. I mean, if what's your passion? Anybody who is interested in learning about how to progress, or even I firmly believe that this platform, this YouTube platform, there's enough space for everybody. So if you're on the fence of maybe doing a YouTube platform, let's say that 3 times, YouTube platform, maybe I could help you in any way. I mean, I'm just starting myself, so I'm but if my experiences could ignite somebody else to pursue their passions, whether it's art, baking, woodworking, whatever they want to do, go for it. That's what the end result is. Because as long as you're vertical and have a heartbeat, you could do it. So I would like to build a community of like-minded people. And so what I plan to do with the channel is to have fireside chats, like anybody who wants questions answered regarding my experiences as a colon cancer survivor, or anything else, I'll be there for them. And I will do tutorials, and I plan to do an episode where I will highlight several artists through their tutorials has inspired me to pursue my passion as an artist. And so that's where I plan to take this. So the next episode will be my progression as an artist from March through July. And in the future, I'm hoping to do at least 1 tutorial a week. I try not to make it too long. It's easier said than done. I'm still trying to understand the dynamics of the equipment and such. It's simple equipment. I'm just using my iPhone and my Ring and such. But so tutorials. I'm also going to have product reviews, and that's and discussions, and hopefully my experiences will ignite other people to pursue what they're passionate about. So until the next episode, have a great day. Thank you for watching my channel. Bye.